Come on, guys. Please come, please come, please come. Okay, so this, yes, big shouts for the Indonesians. So I just want to tell you a little bit about this session. It's not exactly as it's described on Swapcard. We have had to pivot because two of our speakers couldn't make it. They're the speakers on your ticket. We printed the ticket last week. And both Jared and Eugene from Singapore, they're from SPH and MediaCorp, were under travel ban from their companies due to the disturbances in Jakarta. So they couldn't make it. We have Malika from KBR Media, who is Jakarta-based, and she is going to do the presentation for you that she has prepared and was originally for the news session. But we decided that the situation in Jakarta this week gave us the perfect opportunity to look at how radio responds in times of need for real journalism. So we are very lucky to be joined by Eddie Prastio, for the second time, as he says, from Surabaya, and also from Chitra, who's the editor of KBR Media. So from the radio and the podcasting experience of journalists who were working throughout the last week for the unprecedented scenes across the country. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask Malika to take to the podium and do her presentation, and then we're going to have a chat about how radio stations covered the unprecedented scenes last week. So big hand for Malika. Go for it.
Hello, everyone. Pleasure for being here. So this is the first time for me too. Okay, my name is Malika, and today I want to talk about something incredibly important to all of us in the media world, future-proofing news journalism. In this fast-paced digital era with so many changes in how people get their content, how do we make sure our trusted, impactful journalism not only survives, but thrives? Before we dive in, let me give you a little context on who we are at KBR. We are an independent media organization in Indonesia, and we used to have very broad reach. We were the largest independent radio network, reaching millions of listeners across 34 provinces. But you know how it is, the media landscape keeps evolving, and we saw our audience, especially the younger crowd, shifting their habits. So in 2018, we jumped into podcast production with KBR Prime. It was all about combining the best of our radio roots with exciting potential of digital audio. Our podcast listeners, mostly 18 to 35, we've hit over 1 million plays and produced nearly 100 shows. Plus, we are making sure our content is easily found on big platforms like YouTube and Spotify, because that's where our listeners are hanging out. And this is our core. This is what defines us. Our mission is to be an independent and trusted media outlet that opens up new perspectives. We've stayed true to this mission for over 25 years based on two core values, impartiality and inclusivity. We have to be impartial to be trusted, and we have to be inclusive to reflect the society we serve. And this is our website, kbr.id, where people can read, watch, and listen to podcasts and connect to our social media also. Our story at KBR Media is not unique. It is mirrors bigger challenge and opportunity across our industry. The way people consume news is changing. So this is the major challenge we are all facing. The Reuters Digital News Report shows us a clear shift where people are moving away from traditional news platform. You can see how platforms like TV, radio, and print are decline, while social media is growing in popularity as source for news. So this is a powerful trend that we cannot ignore. And this is the next slide explains why that shift is so crucial. the numbers, the younger audience, especially those aged 18 to 24, are increasingly turning to social media platforms as their primary source of news. This tells us that if we want to stay relevant, we have to meet our audience where they are. But there is also a good news. We see these challenges as opportunities. We believe the future of journalism is not just about adapting to new technology, it's about new mindset. We cannot just stick to old ways if we want journalism to stay relevant and make an impact. So in KBR, we identified 4 key principles that are essential to our strategy. First is content. We have to go beyond headlines and give people a deeper understanding. We also have to embrace the platform. We must tailor our content to fit each platforms, whether it's podcast, a video, or an infographic. And then we have to build community. We need to create two-way conversation with our audience and stay humans. Because in a world of bots and algorithms, our human values of impartiality and inclusivity are what truly set us apart. So now I want to put this into practice. This is, oh, I cannot play this. This should be played. It cannot play. Okay. I want to share an example from our work at KBR, Planet Plate project. So Planet Plate is multi-platform content initiative that uses the lens of food to discuss climate change and local food diversity in Indonesia. It's a perfect case study of how we are putting all of this principle into action. So this is a transmedia storytelling. We produce 7 podcasts in total across 2 seasons. Each episode goes beyond just reporting on food item. We feature a chef, an expert, linking a specific local recipe to complex environmental issue. This gives our audience a much deeper understanding than a simple news report ever could. And we are using all channels to engage young people. We knew our target audience was young and they live in social media, so we took our content to them. We created a YouTube tutorials from the recipes, which have been viewed over 2,000 times. Our microsite became a central hub for in-depth stories with more than 1,100 page views. We use social media like TikToks to create short, engaging content that reach a huge audience. And this is also the most important part of the project. We didn't just push our content, we engaged our community. We collaborated with 3 youth communities and even held a social media cooking competition. We asked our audience to share their own local recipes. This initiative turned audience from passive listeners into active participants and storytellers. So we became a hub, not just a broadcaster. This is the distribution channel. Yes, this is the result, as you can see. So it's not just about podcasts. It's an ecosystem. Has generated over 20,000 views on YouTube and 4,000 podcast plays across 2 seasons. Okay. This is the lesson learned because we are going to talk about other topics, so I will make it fast. And yeah, in short, what does it mean to future journalism for us in KBR? It's about being adaptable. We must experiment with new formats like podcasts and social video. It's about being audience-centric. We have to meet people where they are and give them the content they need and want. And most important, it's about staying committed to our core values. Our values is impartiality and inclusivity. What build the trust that no social media algorithm can ever replace. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much, Malika. That was a really good presentation, and I'm pretty sure the session would have been really good as well. I'm sorry the video didn't play for you, but we will make all the presentations available after the conference to all the speakers who are here and online as well, just in case anybody is looking for anything. I want to talk about the week we've just had. We landed, the team who run Radio Days landed on Wednesday. Lovely. Happy to be in Jakarta. Lots of work to do. Really excited. New city. Been here a few times before. Getting ready for everything. Working away on Thursday, and we start to notice we get messages from colleagues, or colleagues, our local partners working in the media. So that's me. That's my story about when I started to figure out something might be happening. Eddie, you're based in Surabaya, which for people who are not from Indonesia or who may not know, is an hour and a half on the airplane away from Jakarta. It's on in another region, is it on another island? No. Okay, you need your mic.
Yeah, it's in the most eastern part in Java.
Okay, so it's the other side of Java?
No.
No.
Yeah. In the Java, but in the eastern
Yeah.
province.
So, big city?
Second largest city.
You need your microphone if you want to talk too. These radio people, I don't know what to do with them.
Second largest city in
Second largest
Indonesia.
city in Indonesia.
Very
Okay.
busy, very important.
Okay, when did you start to figure out something was going on? You work in Surabaya,
Yes.
the radio station,
Yes.
and your role there is?
Editor-in-chief in Surabaya Media.
Yeah? So
Yeah.
when did you start to notice something was going on?
Yeah, I think we are in the editorial organization in Suara Surabaya. We have faced and recognized this as the reality, and we prepare to the worst case scenario that it will be explode someday. But
Yeah.
but we are still waiting. We were still waiting. What is the cause?
Okay.
So it was happened at 28th, right?
On the 28th, which was Thursday.
Yeah.
So, but on Wednesday, did you think this would happen on Thursday?
No.
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 So you didn't know something was going to happen.
Yeah.
You didn't have your newsrooms prepared for the thing, but you're always thinking something is going to happen with this
Yeah.
government or...
Since 25, we were prepared for the worst case.
Okay.
Because it happened in Jakarta. But I thought that it could be happen somewhere else in the different part of Indonesia besides Jakarta.
Okay.
So it happened in 28, right? So the problem is when Suara Surabaya is a radio with citizen journalism, two-way communications, and we have to make a clear curations of public opinion. Yeah, but the most challenging things were about social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since there are a lot of pictures, hoaxes, and disinformations,
Yeah.
we have to make certain policy in our editorial so that we can make some kind of cooling system. But it was
Okay.
not work.
Okay, just to say that that was a part of your presentation, Malika. Maybe Chitra, you want to speak on it about the young people who were mainly the protesters. And in your presentation, one of the slides said that, you know, a huge proportion of young people get their news from social media. So you're then looking at misinformation on social media, and you're trying to combat it on the radio. So what did you do?
First of all, we are trying to make some resource from the government, but there were problems also about the distrust. So we have to put our reporters into the hotspot, and that was not enough because a lot of hotspot. And then
So
We-
you didn't have enough reporters because there were too many hotspots.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the real conditions.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
Yeah, and the circumstances was happen very short and very fast in escalating.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are trying to comprehend what is actually going on here,
Okay.
and we try to make an interview with the credible source, but we are still not didn't know what is going on.
Okay. Chitra, you might talk to us about KBR Media. As Malika explained, we know what you do. You're an NGO. You've described yourselves as being like the NPR of Indonesia. It's a nice way to describe it. But you also have journalists and reporters and program makers. How did you prepare for something like the last week, and how did you react to it on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday?
I think we could take it back to Monday when the big when the first big protest happened. But then it was okay, like the regular protest in front of the Parliament building on Monday. But then things are building up on Wednesday and everything. So we believe we have less reporters than Suara Surabaya. And considering that it's a hot zone, it's not for everyone. Sorry? It's not, we try to prepare our reporters going to the fields with some safety precautions.
Okay,
So
safety
it's-
precautions
yeah.
for reporters.
Yeah.
And is this normal for you for your reporters?
This is something that we build currently
Okay.
nowadays. Now we have Malika as well as our safety officer because she learned a lot about safety journalism on the field, etc. So we make sure that everyone who goes on the field on that day, on Wednesday, on every other day, is someone who have been through safety protocols.
Okay.
Yeah. So you mentioned about hoax and social media. It's really hard. When live streaming was still on, we, the citizens, our reporters, like we try to know what's happening around Jakarta and everywhere through social media.
Okay, just to say that on Friday, I think,
Saturday
on
night.
Saturday morning early, TikTok's live streaming feature was disabled in Indonesia.
Yeah.
So that immediately shut off a huge access for a lot of people to see what was going on live across
Yeah.
the country.
Yeah.
And did you find that that was a bad thing for reporting accurate information, or do you think it helped to calm the situation, Chitra?
I think it's its access to information is disrupted here. But then because we were on chat group that night and we were, oh my God, we are in blindness now. We don't know what's going on.
We're in blindness now.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's we cannot know what's happening where. We can't even know, is it safe for us as a person to go there, to move around in the city and everything. So it's
Okay.
hard. Yeah.
All right. And for you, Eddie, like obviously social media, like you were saying, is important, but and your two-way communication for your community in I want to say Surabaya, yes, is really important. And I know that the radio station in Surabaya is really important to the people who live there and is really popular. But how did you get information out if you were not trusted? Yeah, in the blindness, yeah. How did you do that?
So it was a problems, but in the 28th, I think there were no blocking from the government. We are still using the live event from TikTok, and
Okay.
we were doing a verification from our journalists, but it happened in Saturday, right?
Saturday
In
night.
Saturday
The-
night.
Saturday, yeah.
Disabled.
So
That's the 29th, yeah.
we just try to make some other source, yeah, from people who live in Jakarta and near the hotspot. We have the database,
Okay.
number of call phone. Yeah, we have around 1 million phone numbers in our database.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
A million
A
phone
million
numbers
phone
for a
numbers,
million
yeah.
people
In Surabaya and also in Jakarta.
that you can directly
Yeah.
contact through WhatsApp
We contact
and update.
what
and-
happened at your nearby.
Okay, and they respond to you.
Some,
Of course, yeah,
Yeah.
of course, of course, of course. A
But
marketer's
somehow-
dream,
Yeah.
that many numbers, yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
did they respond to you and tell you what was going on?
yeah.
Yeah, and then you could check that.
And we were doing the verification.
Yeah.
At least three
3 steps.
person
Yeah.
nearby.
Yeah.
And we are doing the triangulation with the
Yeah.
social media contents.
Very good.
And yeah.
Yeah.
But it takes time.
Of
it
course.
takes time. But
And people, it takes people to do that.
yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because we have limitation about our reporters resource. Yeah. We have
Yes.
only in Surabaya just 4 reporters, and in Jakarta only 2 reporters. So we just count on the
Everybody's working
public
overtime.
voice,
Yeah.
public information. But
Yeah.
we are doing the triangulations, verifications,
Yeah.
so that we have credible informations.
And what did you learn from that experience?
It is important to catch the public conscience, because if we are wrong sending the message to them, it will be messed up, you know. And that was not very easy and simple event, because, you know, as a media, we try to send the public good message, like peaceful journalism, yeah, some kind of that. But it's not that easy, because you know, some of the influencer Indonesia, named as Jerome Pauline, he informed that he was bribed in 150 million rupiah. to
Okay, I have
give-
no way of knowing whether this is
Yeah.
true or not, so I'm just going to say that straight up.
to
But-
give the peaceful message.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was,
So you need the radio station to be independent,
Yeah.
trusted, rely on information, verify the information, and do it all with 4 reporters and 2 reporters
Yeah.
and editor staff.
But
That's a lot.
I just want to say that it is not enough when we just send the good message, because
Yeah, of
this is
course.
about the positioning, you know.
Yeah.
It is about the political positioning. Then
Yeah.
we could be trapped in that circumstances. I think
Yes,
that.
yes, of course. Chitra, I suppose I'd like to ask you maybe to talk a little bit about the landscape, so the digital media industry, which you're part of, and then there's the independent radio, and then there's also the government radio. Was everybody saying the same thing, or were there different messages coming from different areas during the week? If you could talk about that.
Maybe I cannot talk on behalf of the government radio.
No, not
or
talk about on
government media.
behalf, for sure.
But I think I want to jump in from the how when after TikTok was disabled, it was hard for us to really understand what's going on the field. But then on the other hand, it's also our turn as media professional, as journalists, to give something really what's going on. It's our turn to bring back the trust to us. Because on social media there are so many disinformation, hoax. We cannot really know is it real or not. Even when after the president gave a speech, it was on Friday the speech after when the driver was ran away by this vehicle. on Friday, the president gave a speech. We prepare social media content about that, tying it with how the civil societies respond to that speech. And when I need a fresh eye to look at the video, it was a video, a clip from the president's speech, and I show it to Malika, who has spent all night looking at what's going on around, and then in the morning she took some sleep, of course, and when she's at the office again, I present her the video. I need a fresh eye, and the first thing that she mentioned, is this real? Is this AI or not? Is this really the president? So it's the alert is high for us to really understand, is it hoax or is it not? Is it AI or not? Can we trust this? So it's really...
Do you think that as a result of your reporting, and this is for Malika and Chitra and Eddie, do you think that trust has increased in media after this? Or do you think because of the misreporting and because of the influencers being paid to say something is lovely when it's really not lovely, do you think trust is going to be affected in your radio station? Will your community trust you more after your work on the riots?
Yeah, of course, but it can be measured. Yeah. I mean, you know that our Grahadi building was burned by the mob.
Okay,
yeah.
maybe you can tell people what that
The
is.
Grahadi is like the governor's palace, yeah, in East Java province, and it was burned by the mobs, yeah, and it was quite a shock for East Java people. Since then, people trust the media.
Oh,
Yeah.
why? Why do they trust the media after that happening?
Before the burn, people think that everything that's giving or addressing the peaceful condition was on behalf on government and the
okay.
security sides, you know, like
Yeah.
the police.
Yeah.
So it is about the identification, the political identification by the publics. And like I said before, we can be trapped into the identifications. So after the burn, the Grahadi burn, I feel we are more flexible giving the public the good or peaceful contents rather than the before. You know?
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Chitra, will you answer that question, Malika? I think you might need a bit of help translating if you want to answer in Bahasa. It's
I
fine.
need Citra to help me to translate. So, kami menghadapi, jurnalis pada umumnya menghadapi tantangan saat ini justru datang dari pemerintah. Karena mereka mengintervensi sebetulnya redaksi untuk berkata sejuk dan baik-baik saja, padahal dalam realitanya tidak seperti itu. Di redaksi tidak bisa terburu-buru mengeluarkan informasi, orang butuh diberi pemahaman apa yang tengah terjadi. Mungkin ini salah satu contoh di sosial media kita, Mbak. Ini yang kamu perlu tahu terkait dengan demonstrasi. Karena mereka tidak mendapatkan itu di sosial media. Rangkuman apa yang tengah terjadi. Jadi bukan berita cepat, kita harus sedikit slow down untuk ngelihat itu. Karena kekerasan terjadi terhadap jurnalis hari ini, sudah beberapa orang diculik, dipukuli, pemerintah betul mengintervensi dan kita betul-betul harus menjaga bahwa informasi kita tidak bias dan itu berdasarkan fakta, bukan hanya sekedar cepat.
Thank you, Malika. Now, Chitra, a lot of people in the room will know exactly what you said, but tell the people who maybe don't.
So now we, as journalists, we are facing challenges from the government because the government intervened by asking the media to say this is a calm situation, though it's not. It really is not calm on the field. So for us media journalists, it's we cannot be rushed into reporting things. We have to take things slowly. We have to digest information from various sources. And because people need perspective, they can have before the TikTok was banned, people can have what's going on the field, very rush, very throwing things, blah, blah, blah. It's really emotional and everything, but they can get it on social media. But for us, we need to, I think we need to differentiate ourselves from content creators as well. This is our time to really differentiate that we can give more information, thorough information. We can give you perspective. For example, on social media, we give this carousel series of slides to inform what is really going on, what is happening, what fueled people to be this angry. Because what people saw on social media is just the anger, but not the context, not the why. We want to give the why in that situation, because also now we see some violence against journalists. There's NGO activists being taken by the police, so things are not calm. So we need to be really careful in informing people on what's going on to make sure that the information is not biased.
Thank you so much, Malika, for all of that comments. And it's just like the work that you do in a dangerous situation to bring people information that is real and accurate is really important. So we really salute you and thank you for it. And you're not content creators, you're reporters and journalists. And that's where you see the big difference. You are reporting the story as it's really happening. Do you think this will affect your work in the future and how you go about your work with your journalists and their safety and how you report things? Will you change things from the lessons you've learned?
I'm afraid yes, because we are concerned with this kind of authority, with this kind of traits, yeah, and we are facing this kind of society which is disrupted by social media, which are disrupted by the disinformation, and still trust with the disinformation things. But this is our obligations, right? As a journalistic media platforms, we try the best, giving the society the good perspectives. The good perspectives is not about only the good news, but also the reflective and also the critical news and informations. So I think the challenge is about how we measure the truth in the post-truth era. How we can separate the truth amongst the noise. And I think we as journalistic workers here need journalism wisdom. And I think we have to take a break. I approve with you, we take a break, but the problem is the time's running very fast, and we have to make everything's going very fast.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. The point is about the journalism wisdom.
Yeah, yeah, well said. Thank you, Eddie. Malika, would you like to answer this? What will you do differently? You know, how will this affect you in your work after the protests, after the riots?
Sebetulnya kalau aku lebih mau melihat ini sebagai ini adalah peluang untuk kita kembali mengambil kepercayaan publik, karena ada satu masa mereka tidak menemukan itu di media sosial seperti kemarin, dan harusnya kita muncul untuk memberikan jawaban itu. Begitu juga untuk waktu-waktu ke depan. Jadi baik itu nanti di media sosial kita atau di platform apapun, kita tidak akan mengubah bagaimana cara kita bekerja. Justru ini aku mau melihat sebagai peluang untuk kita bisa kembali ini jurnalisme tuh seperti ini dan kami tuh bisa dipercaya, itu sih menurutku.
Okay, and once again, Chitra for the international guests.
So Malika said that this is a chance for us to really get back the public trust, going back to journalism and to media again. Because there were times when people trust social media more than media professional journalists. So this is the time where we can say that we are here for the people. We are here to bring you the facts and what's going on with perspective. We will do our journalism the way we always do, with the ethics, accuracy, and everything. So this is, quoting Malika, is our way back to journalism for us in Indonesia, because there are surveys, and I'm adding this, there are surveys and research that news avoidance is huge in Indonesia. The trust is declining. Youth is trusting more social media, so it's really not just, it's a time for us, for the public to go back to professional media and really learn about what's going on from us.
I think that's a great note to end it on. Can I get a round of applause for our three speakers, Malika, Chitra and Eddie, all working in Indonesia across the protests this week. I think we've time for a question, if anyone has a particular question that they'd like to ask. If not, no, I can't see a hand. No, thank you very much. That was really interesting, and thank you for doing it at short notice as well. We'll take a short break and we'll be back up after this. Thank you.
Thank you.